Hey guys, welcome back to the Book Nook Corner. It's Courtney. Welcome to a new little series that I'm planning on having every Sunday, maybe every other, but I would like to try every Sunday. It is going to be called the Weekly Currently Reading Rundown. So every week on Sunday, I'm going to kind of just do a little quick video. So I do plan on this, hopefully trying to keep it within just 5 to 6 minutes. Today's might be a little bit longer because I'm explaining myself, but by the way, sorry if you hear a lot of air running. I hope it's not horribly loud. It is a bit toasty up here this morning, so or really this afternoon, I had to turn my air conditioner on because it's like 75 degrees outside and this is the side of the house that the sun beats down on, so I was like, so anyways, we're going to talk about what I'm currently reading, how I'm reading them. So I have a little list here of what I want to talk about currently reading, the percentage that I am through them, what I'm reading them on / how I'm reading them, and what my thoughts are thus far. So we're going to get started. First things first. So I have the most ginormous pile of books beside me right now. It's ridiculous. First things first, I am actually reading. These are kind of my main two, the first two. Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. We obviously, as I feel like I've talked about 50 million times, have a read-along going on my Discord. Go check the links down below for that. And this is quite the novel, quite the series. Not a huge fan of this trilogy, I will say that. I'm only about 22% into this one. I am mainly listening to it via Spotify on my husband's account, which is on my phone that I am recording on. So yeah, I'm on page 180 of this. Not really, like, honestly, I don't necessarily look forward to picking it up. I'm kind of just reading it to get through the trilogy at this point, so that's my thoughts for this week. The next book that is a read-along that I'm really, trying to finish quickly is Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb. This is the third book in the Farseer trilogy. Like I said, we have a read-along going down on my Discord. The link is down below. And I am currently 25% of the way through this. I am listening to it via Hoopla. So I do need to readjust where I'm at within the book, because this says I'm on page 132 and I know that I'm further in because I'm 25% into the book. So I am not really necessarily reading it physically. I am listening to it on audiobook, and then also at night whenever I go to bed I have been reading it via my Kobo Libra. So this is what I've been reading at night whenever I go to bed, and says I'm still on 1%. I was reading it on my Clara and I don't think it like synced over. So that is that. Next book I am reading, The Ember Blade by Chris Wooding. I don't even actually know how far into this I am because it doesn't tell you via, at least I don't know how it tells you via Audible. I only have 6 hours left though, so and it was like a 19-hour audiobook, so I actually, let me catch up to where I am. Yeah, so I'm on page 417 of this book. I am not really necessarily reading it physically. I am listening to it on Audible. I did have it on my Audible account because I did get it super cheap the other day. And then I'm also reading it during the day on my Kindle Paperwhite. This is something that I'm kind of like, all of these books I'm kind of jumping all around to. I'm trying to get in frame. Here we go. I'm kind of jumping all around with them, trying to read them like however way is best and whatever way works best for me in the moment. I absolutely adore this book. The Ember Blade is amazing. I am really loving it. It is epic fantasy at its best. There's adventure, there's death, there's lots of weird monsters, there's swords, there's medieval vibes, there's kings, there's cutthroats, there's just all the good stuff. So loving this one. The next book I'm reading is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah Parker. So I have not actually caught up on this one in a while. So I am actually listening to this on Everand, which my account is on my phone. So hence I'm recording, but I'm listening to it on Everand, and then I am actually also reading it if I choose to read it physically instead of holding up like the awkwardly thick paperback. I have also been reading it via my Kindle Fire 7. So physically Kindle Fire 7, listening to it audibly as well. I'm on page 269 of this one, or chapter 34. There is 670 or so, so I would say I'm about 35% of the way through this, and I really, really like it. It is very different from what I thought it was going to be, but the angst, kind of, not even angst, just like chemistry between the two main characters, and the dragons are so different than in this. They're way different than any other dragon book I've ever read, and so I'm so excited to finish this and continue on with this. The next book that I am buddy reading, all of these, literally all of these are buddy reads, by the way. The next book that I'm reading is The Sword of Kaigan by M.L. Wang. There again, this is a completely different book and vibe than I thought it was going to be, but I'm here for it. I'm loving it. There is war, there is magic. The magic is actually super, super cool. I love the relationship between kind of the main female character, which is the mother of the main male character. Being a mother of a son, I have a special, kind of soft spot in my heart for that, and so I love seeing that in this book. Super, super fun. And I'm on page 254, chapter 13. My Kindle, which I'm also reading it on, says that I'm 40% of the way through, so I have been kind of reading it physically, immersion reading it with my Audible audiobook, which I bought super, super on sale, and then also reading it on my Kindle, like in between both of those. So jumping absolutely all over the place with these books. So my next book that I'm reading is Jade City by Fonda Lee. I actually had started this and DNF'd it quite a few years ago and decided to buddy read it with the same girl I'm reading all the other ones with. We decided to pick this up too, and I'm so glad that I decided to revisit it because I'm really enjoying it, and it's way different than I thought it was going to be. I am on page 101. I'm reading it physically while listening to the audiobook on Hoopla. So really, really happy that I'm into this. It says I'm 8% into the book. We started this one way later than all the other ones, so hence why I'm not as far in. And then lastly, I am reading Rebel Witch. I'm glad that we are reading this because it's just so interesting. I absolutely love this. I couldn't necessarily tell you exactly what percentage I am, but I'm 145 pages in. Enjoying this, super excited to continue reading it, and I am only reading it physically. I do not have the ebook or the audiobook, so only reading this physically. I am super thrilled with this little group of books that I'm reading right now. They are all so fun. They're making me so happy. I'm enjoying every single one, minus the Hero of Ages a little bit. Like, not that I'm hating it. I'm enjoying it, but not as much as the other ones. It's like the lowest, like the bottom. If I had to like tier rank them right now, Hero of Ages would be on the bottom of like what I love the most kind of thing. I'll be very curious to see like at the end of like next week where I'm at with that book. I realized, like I said, I was gonna try to keep it to like 5 or 6 minutes. This one was way longer because I was trying to explain myself and I had way too many books to go through. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Go check out all my links, my Bookstagram, my Discord book clubs, my Patreon, all the things. Thank you so much for being here. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye!